At this point in time, I think I have 6 pairs of glasses.
How many?
But over the last 10 years, there have been more. I have not been faithful to 1 pair of glasses. What?
How many in total do you have?
What are you, lady? I've had 50 pairs of glasses. No, I've had maybe 30 pairs of glasses in my life.
She's either settling in bed or writing up eyeglasses.
What is your interest in ocular issues?
Just every time I watch an episode, it's a whole different pair of glasses. I'm just wondering.
The fact that you noticed that concerns me. Pick a better one next time, John, would you?
Sir, it's the beard.
Stand up. There you go. Nicely done. You gonna read this off your phone?
No, I'm recording it.
You're recording it. Is it that good?
Yeah. I'm doing a school project on induction cooktops. I was wondering if I could get your opinion on the technology.
For those of you in the back, the gentleman is doing a school project on induction cooktops. I presume you go to NYU because they have the best induction program in the region, and he wants to know Mr. Brown's opinion on the same.
I like them just fine.
What's your favorite form of heat on a range to cook with? For the sauteing, for the stovetop boiling? Those are the 2 kinds of cooking I know.
Well, then you need to get hooked up with induction, because induction boils much faster than flame.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and it doesn't generate heat in the room.
What about?
So it's perfect for New York, since you guys all live in 30 square feet.
All right.
It doesn't heat up all the air.
And you need special cookware for that?
Yes, you do. You have to have cookware with the proper ferrous content. It has to be a high iron content. But a lot of companies make that now.
Otherwise, it doesn't work.
It doesn't do anything.
Right. And can you use an induction pot or pan on a regular cooktop?
Yes. That's completely legal in most states.
Okay, very good. That's fine.
Yes, I'm a big fan of induction, actually. I like it a lot.
Fantastic. How about way in the back, the man with the hand up, bald fellow? I don't want to insult you.
Bald? He's not bald. That's a fashion decision.
Yeah, okay. Green
What's the strangest or most interesting thing you've ever pickled?
Strangest or most interesting thing you've ever pickled?
Do you really want to know? I pickled a snake.
Really? What are we
A
talking
whole
about?
snake. I pickled a snake.
A king snake, corn snake?
It was like a large garter snake.
A large garter?
I pickled a whole stinking snake.
And why?
It got in my damn way.
Shooting you with salt isn't good enough.
Still angry about that. I did. I pickled a snake.
All right, so let's
It wasn't very good. What's the weirdest thing you pickled?
Watermelon rice.
What's weird about that? Down south we call that like brunch, and it's not. Like if you had said armadillo snout, you get a point. The watermelon rind doesn't get you nothing. You're gonna have to try a lot harder. Hey, pick the girl in the back. She's been holding her hand up like.
Girl in the back.
There you go.
What's the worst that you've ever cooked? Like, do you mean the worst thing or the dish that he was most disappointed in? The worst
Pickled snake. Something that works out. You have to plant seeds for these things. I still cook things miserably. I still mess up food on a regular basis, and the problem is I usually do it when there's company. One night, okay, 2 Christmases ago, we have some people over for dinner, and I make a standing rib roast. I grill a standing rib roast every year at Christmas. It's a tradition at my house. And I made Yorkshire pudding, but I made these little individual Yorkshire puddings, and I made a whole show about these stinking things, mind you. And they didn't turn out very well. And I served them anyway, because I figured that enough mashed potatoes and big slabs of beef will cover almost any sin. That's been my general MO for years now. In the middle of supper,
They are very concealing.
right, my daughter, who's 8 at the time, rapping, takes her fork and she sticks it in one of these Yorkshire puddings. Now, all these people sitting here, and she kind of holds it up on her fork and puts her elbow on the table and says, "Dad, why don't you tell us about this?" And the room kind of goes dead quiet, except for my wife, who laughs so hard she squirts drink out of both sides of me. So, I will say the first thing I ever made was Christmas Eve Yorkshire pudding 2 years ago, whatever year that was.
Was there a Brussels sprout inside of it?
No, I never mess up Brussels sprouts because I love me some Brussels sprouts.
What's the best way to make Brussels sprout quick?
You know what? I like to grill them and then just toss them in blue cheese.
Nice.
But that's just me.
All right.
Or put them inside a popcorn ball.
This young eager lady right there that I'm pointing at.
Eager lady?
Hi.
Hi.
The food from your show, do you eat it all? Does your crew eat it, or do you give it away to people who can't eat?
What happens to the food?
Wait a second, give it away to people who can't eat. That would be really mean. Hey, you want some fried chicken? Oh, what's the matter? You can't eat fried chicken?
Don't worry about the waste. We give it all to a charity for those who are tragically devoid of mouths.
We blend it and just let them mainline it, you know?
Yeah, you mix it all up into a nutrient paste, don't you?
It's Soylent Green. We make it into leftover good eats food.
What do you do with the leftover food that you cook on the show?
There is very little leftover food on Good Eats. All the leftover ingredients go to the Atlanta Food Bank. The cooked food is generally consumed by my grotesquely underpaid staff and crew. So they eat what we cook because it's not like we can put it into go box, get in the car, and run it down to the food bank. That would be, because they won't take cooked food. So, but all of if we buy 500 pounds of something to make a show and we have 400 pounds left over, we're very conscientious about getting that to the food bank. So, thank you for asking.